we got a connection. Yep, there we go. All right, that was weird. All right, so now we got it fixed. Sorry, there was a little issue with the connection, but we got it fixed. All right, so we're connected. So once again, thank you. It's Thursday, Marvel fans. Thank you for joining us for the FOMO show. We're talking about She-Hulk episodes 8 and 9 tonight, and yeah, don't miss out. All right, yes. Please like and subscribe and throw some change if you feel like it. Appreciate it. Like and share, that's a big deal, especially on YouTube, and helps out the channel big time, especially with the YouTube algorithm and Twitch and all that fun stuff. So, yes, thank you. And let's move on, because yeah, let's just get to the good stuff that Quinn was trying to fill in. And
if you haven't left now, thank you. But also, this is your spoiler alert. I will get through this part very quickly this time. This episode of the FOMO Show, we will be talking about episodes 8 and 9 of She-Hulk. So if you haven't watched literally any of it, go watch all of it, then come back. Unless you want to be spoiled, you have been warned.
yes.
And then She-Hulk episode 8. Ribbit. She-Hulk represents Leapfrog, who was injured due to a malfunction in his custom-made super suit. She-Hulk episode 9. Whose show is this? Jen finds herself in trouble with the law and struggles to pick up the pieces of her life.
Not this law though, because I mean, she could get in some trouble with me if she wanted to. But that's neither here nor there apparently, because something about her being a fictional character, I don't know. But
Dylan,
Tatiana Maslany, I mean, that's a whole nother story.
Dylan, why is your pelvis broken?
Huh?
Dylan, why is your pelvis broken?
Oh. I reinforced my bed and I got stuck between a rock and a hard place. That's what happened.
Wait. But yeah. Okay. So what?
Pressing charges.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. This is She-Hulk. I mean, it gets a little dicey, right? It gets a little adulty.
A lot adulty.
I'm sorry. How many times can you look into the camera and say, I Hulk smashed Daredevil? Not enough, apparently.
Not enough.
Not enough.
So, what would you rate?
Show off my new Daredevil to go with my She-Hulk shirt from 2 weeks ago. Did you just burp?
No, I slurped something that's empty. I apologize to everyone in there.
No worries. I just thought.
Oh, that's a cool shirt now that I can actually see it.
Yeah, it's the Kingpin. So the Kingpin turned out not to be the Hulk King, but I don't think he would. I don't think he would belittle himself to being Hulk King.
No, he would just want to be Kingpin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, King was in there, so maybe we were just a little hopeful. But
oh, really? Like, well, after I get your rating. After we get your rating, I'll tell you who I thought it was. I thought it was a clever play on words, but yeah.
Hulking, like hulking out?
Hulkling.
Oh, huh.
Yeah. So what would you rate the episode 8 and then the finale?
Oh, episode 8, I'd give it a full 10, like full 10. It was great. I thought it was amazing. Daredevil showed up, and it was like the walk of shame and leapfrog. I mean, like, it was great. Yeah, it was great. He was such a douche. Like, I loved it. It was amazing. And then the leap pad is like,
I hated all of that.
It was so good. I love to hate it. And the finale, I'm still processing because I literally got home from work and watched it, ate dinner with my girls, and now I'm here, which is why it's running a little bit late tonight. But we couldn't miss another week. I mean, last week we missed because I had COVID. Last week. But and pneumonia, which was COVID and pneumonia is no fun. Yeah, pneumonia. So it's funny that you can go all day without like getting. I went all day talking, doing my photography job, and not coughing hardly at all. And then as soon as I get done, I start coughing. But anywho, the finale, it was a lot of fun. I laughed a lot during it and was like, I can't believe they're doing this. It was great, but like ultimately, like I still was kind of like looking for. I thought some of the episodes were better than the finale, to be honest. I was hoping the finale would be like this climax of She-Hulkness, which it kind of was because of the breaking the fourth wall, and like she literally went and walked into Marvel Studios to see Kevin, and which was like basically like MODOK, I guess. I don't know, Marvel Studio, not MODOK because it wasn't alive, but I mean it was AI.
Yeah. It was AI.
Yeah.
Were you expecting a man?
Yeah.
But yes. So, episode 8.
Beat up the security guards and everything. It was pretty great.
She got her hallway fight. I
see.
Yeah. So, episode 9 was a different beast entirely to the rest of the show. The rest of the show was, I mean, all of it was still the most MCU thing that you would possibly see, and also the most comic accurate thing that you'll see. But episode 9 was just like, we're gonna turn this to 12 and see what happens.
Yeah, they did not hold back. Like I was delightfully entertained when she busted out of the Disney Plus box and went to Marvel unassembled. Yeah, that'll work.
That'll work. Oh, it was good. And then, but back to the reality of episode 8, because episode 9, while it was still within the world, she said, I don't want to live in this world for a minute. Hold on.
Which is exactly what she does in the comics.
Exactly what she does.
Addresses the creators, everything.
Yeah. Episode 8, a lot of folks were saying that it was what they were hoping the show would be. A lot of the folks, everybody who is in part of intelligentsia.
Dude, they stuck their finger on like every criticism that Marvel has had. Like she stuck her finger on it. She's like, some people say these stories are so predictable and it's like this formulaic, and he's like, what? I don't understand.
What do you mean? Yeah. And ouch. But the Daredevil showing up, it being us getting our first look at the MCU's Daredevil was he was the same but different.
Yeah. Definitely more ketchup and mustard.
Definitely more ketchup and mustard, which I mean that's one of his classic suits.
Mm-hmm. And he did say that Luke had made him
a couple suits,
a couple other suits or something like that. So it was like it's playing fast and loose with the continuity of the show, because Luke wasn't the one that made the original suits, so he wasn't saying like these are like his first suits or anything.
No.
You know what I mean?
I mean, but maybe, yeah. So, I mean, the other suits are definitely he definitely probably has the all black suit, and he definitely has another red suit.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, we'll get to see those in the Daredevil show. But I think this Daredevil was, honestly, he was a bit more, it felt like he was a bit more animated than the Netflix Daredevil.
Yeah. I mean, there are scenes in the Netflix show, I guess, in the previous show where he was very jovial with Foggy and Karen, and but
Yeah.
I mean, the tone of the show was a lot more.
It was a more right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is how everybody talks. Yeah. So, what just happened?
Rarely saw him in daylight.
Yeah, which was, that's fine.
Yeah, him sitting at the Toretto's family barbecue at the end of She-Hulk was a little unexpected, but I mean, a little out of what we've seen him in. But I mean, I didn't think it was. I think it fit still.
No, it fit because he was being a guest in She-Hulk's world, and I'm sure she.
Yeah. I think I think that's like how crossovers work. Is that, you know what I mean? Which is why I'm excited to see if we actually get a Hulk movie, how his world alone is going to look, because he's been borrowing tones from other people. But yeah, I think Daredevil kind of took on the tone of the She-Hulk show.
Yeah.
And it is not out of character for Matt to be smashing and not, only seeing folks, for a little bit. That's, completely in character. But, like, Daredevil is another, like, version of Batman,
Just with less money and,
Yeah, it's like, what if Batman wasn't a billionaire,
And blind.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah. And technically, like, the show kind of, like, veered away from it somewhat, but, like, he does have powers, you know what I mean? Outside of just like, ooh, I can just hear really well.
Yeah.
It's just attuned because I was a ninja or whatever. I learned from Stick, like he like the toxic fluid or whatever toxic Avenger stuff went into his eyeballs and gave him those powers,
Yeah.
In the comics, anyway.
I see the world on fire. Yeah. All that good jazz.
You see, Matt, you're not blind.
It's fine.
You just see differently.
I get free parking. I mean, I don't drive. But yeah. So once again, that episode was really fun. But then we got some She-Hulk's world, and then we got the whole thing at the end. The whole I don't want to say "woe is me" moment, but the, like she said, the twist. That's the easiest way to say it. That kind of turned the show on our head, which we've said from like the get-go.
Yeah, like that whole like interaction with the audience. Like, why are you guys still here? Like, something's not right,
Yeah. And
it's like Ferris Bueller almost, but it's like, wait a minute.
Bueller.
Bueller.
And we've said, since like the first few episodes that her arc of everything will be her getting all these wins, racking up all the stuff. And, originally, I think I said, like, it'll be fights, and then she meets somebody that really put on her butt. Mm-hmm. And she did, but her wins were kind of the melding of her two lives. That's what her wins were.
Yeah, and they were a lot more personal than, like, her hero life, I guess.
Yeah. And then finally, like, the thing that defeated her, knocked her on her butt, and ultimately costed her powers for a little bit, was Intelligentsia being, like, kind of toxic douchebags.
Yeah. Of course it was Todd. mean,
Of course it was.
I mean, it was. I almost felt like it was. It was a little. It was almost a Ralph Boner moment because we were really hoping that it was like connected to the leader or Kingpin or
I mean,
some greater
bad
plot. Yeah, some greater plot there. You know, I really like your idea with Todd being the leader's son, and it's like, Dad. when Todd like injected his arm and started turning into like douche Hulk, I was like, what?
Broke.
I was like, this is not totally awesome, Hulk.
No. Broke.
Yeah, because I was like, is he gonna turn red? Like, what is this? Like, what is this? You know what I mean?
And and then things kept getting more and more out of hand, and I'm like, what is going on? Wait.
Yeah, like when it turned out Emil was down there, I was like, yeah, you know, oh, he's in on it. But then when he actually showed up, I was like, no, I didn't want to see that. I didn't like that. You know what I mean? Because I wanted, like, if he was gonna be like the big bad or like do wrong, I wanted him to like be a part of like something that was like nefarious, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just like, oh, it's all for profit, you know what I mean? It's like he's just on the side showing up, making appearances as Abomination.
Yeah. Which is funny.
Yeah, it's funny, but it felt like kind of like, that's not.
Yeah. But one thing the show did really well, and it's a chalk up to, I guess you would say, clever writing. Kind of everything was like right there in front of us the entire time, and all these little pieces every week then add up to this, along with She-Hulk showing that the world that she exists in is living and breathing, and stuff is happening. Just sometimes, I'll say it this way: when Iron Man first appeared, the entire world's going to be zoned in on that because it's, oh snap, there's a dude flying around in the iron suit. But by the time Age of Ultron's around and you got Thor in London, Captain America over here stopping Winter Soldier in Washington, Iron Man in Tennessee fighting people who explode, everybody's like, bruh, stop. Y'all really raising my insurance.
Speaking of like the fact that she just like is fully aware of like damage control and like liability, being a lawyer and stuff like that, and she just straight up picked up a car and tossed it at Daredevil. It's like, it's like really, Jen?
My punches aren't working. That's not working. Let's escalate this, shall we? Yay! A car.
Yeah, and Matt was like the voice of reason. He was like, really?
Yeah. And boy, howdy. I know he was probably really feeling it when she did the clap and like sent him flying.
That was really cool because that's a really smart move against Daredevil.
Yeah. In more ways than one, yeah. But yeah, it's the cleverness of the show really showed itself off in, I think, the finale, and which made me enjoy it more because the moment she was like, "Okay, do y'all really want to see this? Is this really what you were wanting?"
Yeah.
And then like you said, breaking the fourth wall completely, actually.
Entering the fourth world.
Right.
Fourth world that's a DC thing, right?
Yes. Going then to finding the writer's studio, which that's a tiny room. I guess they're all tiny rooms, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean it's I think it's dramatized. Dramatic. Dramatized. Yeah, that's the word. It's dramatized.
Yeah.
That's gotta love Mio and Emergency.
It would say we gonna get feeling good tonight.
I don't work in the morning. I'm gonna Hulk out tonight. And then I'm going straight to sleep when I crash.
17 hours later. But when they were saying, when they were like, she's like, hey, if y'all aren't the ones who I need to talk to about this, who do I need to talk to? And they were like, Kevin. And
Yes.
she's like, all right, where's Kevin? And I'm like, oh, snap. Is he going to make a cameo in his own thing?
For real, like, I can't watch anything with my girls and not have the captions on. So it kind of, like, that's the only reason I don't like, well, there's two reasons I don't like captions. One, I want to be fully immersed in the visuals, and reading it is distracting for me because I want to see, like, every moment. I don't want to miss anything. A major visual FOMO. Two, because it spoils stuff. It spoils jokes. Like, you see Kevin is spelled K, you know, it's an acronym, not actually Kevin, you know? So it's like, it's not going to be Kevin Feige. It's like,
what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't think, I wish they didn't do that in captions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, because like the timing of jokes, it spoils too, you know? Like, they don't wait to put the thing up on at, you know, when that person says it. They just slap the entire, like, joke and punchline up at the same time, you know?
Yep.
But anyways.
Okay. But yeah, she goes up, makes her way there, and I'm like, some of this feels like they are in actual Marvel Studios.
Yeah, because you saw the Seven Dwarves, like she was walking through like Disney Park or whatever.
Yeah, and I'm like, next April. Well, doesn't matter. We're gonna be going to Disneyland, and now I'm going to look and see. So because I'll be like,
so you did Disney World. Now you're going to do some Disneyland, huh?
Yes, I'm going to Disneyland.
Nice. I've never been to Disneyland.
I have not either. I've never been to California. Never had a reason to go.
Me either. The furthest west I've been is New Mexico. Arizona, maybe. Which is further out, New Mexico or Arizona?
Yeah. I feel like Arizona. We'll look at a map later. But yes, it might be I think it is New Mexico though. Yeah. So look for that. That's one thing. But yeah, she was walking through everything. She went up there. Assistant was like, "Oh snap! You want to see Kevin?" Yeah. Okay. I need you to sign this disclaimer. I'm like, I feel like this is real. I feel like this. I was like, yeah, I thought this is far too real. I think people actually have to do this.
So like, I thought about that because it seems like every week or two, there's always some new star that's like, yeah, I've spoken to Marvel about different parts. You know what I mean? And it's like, do they just like have meetings with like, we might be interested in you for something, you know, down the road. So we'll just like, I mean, do they just like when they're casting, they just have like a wall of like famous people they've met with, and it's like, this person and that person, like Chloe. Oh shoot, who she was in Carrie. Chloe.
I cannot. If you hadn't told me she was also in Kick-Ass. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm looking it up right now. Chloe. I think it's M. Yeah, Chloe Grace Moritz. She said, like this past week, she said that she had met with Marvel to talk about a role or something. And when I saw that, I was like, oh shit, she's Sue Storm. The moment I saw her said that, I was like, She's the right age, too.
Yeah.
And she's a badass actress. She's kind of had like a little, she kind of had to back off because of got back off of social media because of somebody said something. Oh, I think it was like Robot Chicken or somebody said something like a parody thing, like mocked her, and it like actually like got to her, and so she kind of like backed out for a little bit.
Oh.
Which sucks when that happens, you know. But
yeah, she's also been acting for like since she was a child.
Saying, yeah, she's legit, like she's good.
Yeah. So I honestly feel like I know they definitely do have like a social media team or media team that's like, it's once someone's cast, like before a movie that's further down the line, it's like, okay, you can answer this question no sooner than this date. And then once that comes up, you can say these approved lines. After that, go about your way to try and keep mystery about things. Because
you mean like leaking information out?
Yeah.
Like little by little?
Little by little. Because it honestly feels like they already like have folks cast, but then everybody just has to play super coy until to not spoil the surprise.
Right. Yeah, because like for instance, when Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman announced Wolverine and Deadpool 3, John Krasinski posted on freaking the writer-director, or I don't know if he's the writer, but the director of the movie was like, "Is this our movie?" And he's like, "No, John." And he's like, 10-4. So it's like, was that a leak? Was that a slip up, John Krasinski? But if John Krasinski is Mr. Fantastic, then Chloe Grace Moritz is not going to play Sue. That's too young.
Yeah. Well,
Emily Blunt, who was originally going to play Black Widow, but scheduling conflict. And that's how.
I think it turned out for the best, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, bring Emily Blunt into Sue Storm. I mean, it's okay to make them older, make them more patriarchal.
I mean,
patriarchal, but I mean, you know what I mean. Make them more like, what's the word? Like they're like sage. They're like older, like mentor-ish type characters, rather than being young and like, you know, ooh, we're gonna find our way. You know what I mean? It's like just introduce them as like mentorship type people. Mentors. Like built-in mentors for the young folks that are coming up.
Yeah, most definitely. I would like to see that, because I mean, in all honesty, the way that Marvel has been approaching some origin stories lately with some of the characters, especially some characters that they're just now getting back. Spider-Man being the first, for instance, they didn't give us the Spider-Man origin story,
right?
And
we've seen it.
Yeah, we've seen it enough. She-Hulk had an origin story, but it was like very quick and like to the point to like get to everything else. And that's
it was literally a flashback where she was like, "We're not going to go any further. You're not going to be able to focus until you see this. So here you go."
Yep. So, and that's kind of what I want from other superhero stuff, depending on who the hero is. Like on the other side of the wall, where you have DC and Black Adam. Yeah, go ahead, give this man a full whole origin story, because real talk, I don't think if you've never read a DC comic or played Injustice, you don't know who Black Adam is. So, but yeah, and She-Hulk, I don't know, it's just a good show. And then it did a thing. Oh, when you were fixing stuff, the thing that I had mentioned, more time passed in She-Hulk than I think we actually realized. I think like it was actually 9 weeks plus however much time it took for her to get evicted And then, so it could have been months because at the end
Yeah.
of the show, after everything was resolved, she talked to Kevin. Kevin's like, "You're messing everything up." She's like, "Nope, I'm doing it the way I want. And if you have a problem with it, I will make you, I will make you pay for the budget for me to transform."
Right. That was pretty smart. He's like, that's the most cost effective way to do this? He's like,
Yeah,
you must change off screen
off screen. The budget department, the special effects
because you
department,
are expensive.
special effects department has moved on to other projects. Cue Wakandan thing.
Yeah, nice little nod for like he was like, okay, all these things are for the internet to decide. It's like that's us. That's us.
Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So a lot of times passed. Thor was gone. Hulk was gone for a long time.
Yeah.
And not like years, but at least a month or two.
Yeah, undisclosed amount of time.
Undisclosed amount of time. And at the Toretto family barbecue, he shows up like, "Hey everybody, I missed you, my family."
He's Dom. He's Dom coming back in going, family.
There's something I need you to know.
Oh my god.
We got a new member of the family. This is my son. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
does that make Hulk officially a DILF?
Hulk apparently. Apparently.
And how old is Scar or Scar? See that always threw me in the comics, like because I mean sometimes comics do stupid stuff, they're cheesy stuff or whatever. It's like, oh, it's Scar from Sakaar.
Scar
You know
from
what I mean?
Sakaar.
I was like, somebody got like KAA happy. You know, it is like we just want to keep using that. That just sounds cool. Scar.
Yeah, they got. So they introduced.
Might have been watching Lion King too much.
But they. Why I keep saying but they? The character. This. I mean, you know about Scar. A lot of folks know about Scar.
Break it down for us, man. Break it down for us. I don't have the
Scar.
the
Back
thing
on
within reach.
back on old Planet Hulk, the woman that he was escaping with.
Was this smashing?
I mean, yeah, because that's what happened. Gosh darn. How do you say? Hold on. Her name is not Sierra. Her name's not Sierra.
Sierra Mist.
Korea? Nope, it's not Korea. Let's not worry about it.
That was a big jump. Sierra, Korea. Korea.
And
I
that's,
can't remember
very
either.
close, actually. But,
I
yeah,
remember reading
whatever.
it. I remember what she looks like, but I can't remember.
Yes. And
like the encyclopedia is like over there on the other shelf.
it's fine. Her and Hulk end up making a baby, and the baby is named Scar. She ends up dying. The baby falls into a lake of fire, and then later on, Scar then busts out in his Hulk form
I don't remember that part.
This is like after she gets killed from them. It's a whole different when they're on Sakaar, and he's just on Sakaar, literally beating everything up as a child and just growing. But he grows at a slightly accelerated rate, which is why when Hulk finds him,
a full teenager.
He's a full teenager and a dick. But it's fine.
I mean, he's the son of Hulk.
He is the son of Hulk. He is also known as the Savage King of Sakaar. As you see with his tattoos and sword that he did not have, which is fine.
He had a weird haircut too. It wasn't like the long hair situation.
It was. I couldn't tell if he had too mumuch forehead, if something was in a bun.
Yeah, it was. It was almost like a monk type thing where it was like shaved and then a ponytail, or like a bun, like some kind of hair wrap dealio.
So maybe he's a Jedi. We don't know.
Right. Cut his little braid off.
Yeah. And so they were, and like Jan alluded to it when she was talking to Kevin, because he was like, but Hulk has to come back and explain where he was. And she was like, no, save it for the movie.
We don't hear that.
And then, where's the X-Men? Thumbs up. And like,
yeah, that was super cool.
Yeah. So whatever he was, I think this essentially confirms that there's a movie that's about to happen with Hulk. Like,
I know, right? I mean, yeah. I mean, it's like saying without like saying. And the thing, I mean, they have confirmed that they literally are inside of our brains, and they know exactly what we're thinking, what is going on, and the algorithm, the AI, the Marvel.
Kevin is working.
They have their finger on the pulse.
Yeah. They're like, we haven't forgotten. Don't worry. We just needed time. So, and then it's, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they've already, I mean, that like all of these, well, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Of course they do. They have all of these things like on a calendar, like, okay, we're announcing this on that day and releasing this on that day. And, you know.
The guy who's in charge of that has no hair because he's pulled it all out.
Right. Because, I mean, like, think about how intertwined the actual MCU is. But imagine, like, how much of a cobweb and woven just the announcements of these things are, so they don't spoil each other, or then they come out in a time that keeps people's interest and excitement.
Yeah. And to make sure that to keep, like, they get the biggest bang for their buck right after they just got a bang for a buck.
Right. I mean, because like literally, and there's also things like literally they just announced, what was it, like 3 weeks ago, Deadpool 3 with Hugh Jackman, and the date, and now, like it's like yesterday, they announced that they had moved all those, like a bunch of dates back. They pushed a bunch of stuff back.
Yeah.
So,
the logistics of it is like, insane in the membrane.
mm-hmm.
What the hell?
Uh-oh.
What? Oh.
What?
Okay, Guillermo del Toro. Del Toro has another show coming on Netflix. Don't worry about it.
Oh, gotcha. Benicio del Toro.
Yeah.
Oh, Cabinet of Curiosities.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I watch anything that man puts out.
He puts out good stuff.
He's super busy. Like, it seems like every other month something new he's involved in. I want to see a Del Toro Marvel movie. Ooh, could you? Oh my God. Okay. Could you imagine a Ghost Rider, like a Del Toro Ghost Rider? I mean, we've already seen Hellboy, but I mean, still.
It's too cool, man.
No. Save him for the Sons of
Midnight.
Yeah, the Midnight Suns.
Yeah.
Sons of Midnight. What the hell?
Sons of Midnight.
Save him for the Midnight Suns, like, team up.
Oh, yeah. That'd be cool.
That'd be super cool.
So, yeah. But She-Hulk, also within the show, it confirmed itself having a season 2. I don't know if it was confirmed already, but yeah. So
I'm surprised that, like, on the heels of it, like, we haven't gotten like a deadline report or something.
Yeah, I think because they were doing everything in the show, and which was like, once again, that clever writing where the reveals came from the show itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they came like so like nonchalantly too. Yeah. It's like, wait a minute, is this is for real, or is this just like
I'll play with my emotions?
Right.
Yeah. So and that's, once again, from beginning to end, this show has been nothing more than a treat. The most MCU thing that you will see. One of the most, it's up there, comic accurate things that I've seen in a hot while. I feel like surface level, you can enjoy it. If you know what you're watching, you can really enjoy it. And if you are just like a pure She-Hulk fan because She-Hulk is that woman, you probably just leave every week with like an empty box of Kleenex. That's all I'll say. So, but yeah.
I'm scrolling through the reports. Sorry, to see if there was any like official announcements.
All good. They really no, but the Intelligentsia. Just back on them real fast. That was
yeah. I kind of wish there was more to it than just like Hulk,
a whole bunch of dudes.
Hulk, but Todd being a dick
from the get-go. I mean, it was right there in our faces.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, and they can still do more with it, of course.
Yeah, most definitely. And it was definitely one of those things of like, oh, she rejected me, so vengeance.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it was complete revenge.
Yeah,
I guess for lack of a better word.
Yeah. So it was, but yeah, I think honestly, I think it ended the way it should have ended. I don't know of any other better way it could have ended. If it had a big old giant, like climactic fight at the end, I almost feel like it would have done a disservice to the show. Honestly, there's always time because now that she's established, she's here, she's had her first season, she's been through it. She can show up in a. There's not going to be another Avengers movie for a hot minute, but another team up movie, or show up in somebody else's movie and be a guest in their show or movie, and definitely take on the tone of what they're doing, while still bringing who she is into it.
With what was it, 18 episodes of Daredevil coming?
Yeah,
she could most definitely show up.
Yeah, so.
Which is crazy. Like, that many episodes. That's insane. Like, so my girls are rewatching the Daredevil series right now because Daredevil last week got them excited. And mainly Maeve. So she's rewatching Daredevil, and we've been kind of, jumping in and out with her. But she got through, like, had seen, like, season 1 and season 2, like, originally, I think. And so she just started over. And it was only like 6 or 7 episodes in, and she was like, is this still season 1 that I'm watching? Because they're hour-long episodes, and so and she was like binging it. So, man, it just seemed, it's like so long. And she was like, what about this? What about that? And I was like, well, they're good to it. This is a more like, slow burn storytelling. It's not, bang for a buck, 30-minute episodes of She-Hulk. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was, and that's the thing that I'm kind of like curious about. Are they going to keep with this 30-minute episode format with all these longer episodes, with the longer season for Daredevil, or are they going to it'll be from 30 to 45?
That's a good question. Like, I feel like for She-Hulk it fits because the tone of it is poppy and snappy and quick, and like if it got, I wish they were longer, but I mean the episodes feel right, but 9 episodes I think is the longest season that we've had for any of the MCU shows.
Yeah,
they've all been I think WandaVision was 8 episodes.
Yep, and it had that range of stuff because especially when you were in the TV world when Wanda was doing all that, it felt they made it feel like it was an actual TV show until then all that broke out and everything. Falcon Winter Soldier was 6?
I think so. Yeah,
and those were
hour. Yeah.
Loki was.
I think Loki was 8, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it also kind of swayed with the time.
Yeah,
I think Loki did have a 30,
45-ish, something like that.
Yeah.
It jumped around.
I did. I'm trying to think what other show was there. I feel like there was another show. Moon Knight
Moon Knight was
had,
6 episodes.
and they were hour long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think, so I guess Daredevil's up in the air. I guess we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
No telling.
Yep. And I mean, and this also opens the door for a lot of other stuff because we know right around the corner, and I mean that does also open the question for me. We know Secret Invasion is right around the corner.
Yeah.
We see Wong, like literally jailbreaking Abomination.
Yep.
Like just to watch a show, like I don't know, it just seems out of character for Wong. It's like,
I mean, it's one of two things, one of three really. Like once again, back to the Thunderbolts picture of how I think there's some empty spots
missing
in there, that we're not seeing, and it could be Wong and Abomination. There's a possibility we may not get Red Hulk. If we don't, that's fine. I understand. But yeah, but they don't have any man. It's basically a team full of super soldiers. And then, or Wong is aware of the Skrull invasion, and he is using Abomination to help him and Fury fight a secret war, if you will. Before the secret invasion. Or the third thing, Wong and Abomination are Skrulls.
that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. That there's something fishy going on for sure.
Yeah.
That's out of character. Also,
Yeah.
like just curious, like how many weeks break do they usually give between releases? Because I'm kind of surprised that it seems like the most
About a
we've
month.
gotten is like a 2 or 3 week break between shows and movies and back into another show this past year.
Some of it, yeah. Some of it's also because we also watch Star Wars. Because they did like Marvel show, Star Wars. Marvel show, Star
like
Wars.
Andor is going on right now.
Yeah. And there's a month from now, Black Panther will have released in theaters.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of time skip, apparently a new I can't think of the word, but a new description of like the show says that it takes place like a year after T'Challa's death. So we're getting a little time jump there too.
It takes place a year after. That's fine. I'm not.
I mean, and this is unconfirmed. I mean, this isn't like, you know.
And once again, like my opinion is probably a very unpopular one. And like I said, if they did it, they would have to do it as tastefully as you can a death. But
show him die on screen.
Yeah, I feel
it'd be very impactful. And since Chadwick Boseman was fully knew that it was coming, like he, you know what I mean, like it was right around the corner. It's possible that he filmed a scene or two.
It is possible.
I don't know. I mean, obviously they have probably like unused footage of him as well that they could cut in, or they could even, you know, CGI it if he's in full, you know, outfit and everything.
Okay, yeah. We'll see. Well, that's the next big MCU thing. Because if I say Werewolf by Night, we will be here for the rest of the night.
Bruh. Amazing. Well, I mean, we could talk about that next week, I guess. Because
yeah. Oh yeah, closer to Halloween.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about for that, for sure. Where that's going and what that ties into and what that reveals.
Yes.
Whew.
So much stuff.
Yeah,
alright.
this is like peak MCU right now. It feels good. Feels real good to be like to not be like, man, I wish it was just like I'm getting tired of the MCU right now. It's just like, blah, nothing's connected, you know. They're just like, I hear you, and the AI hears you.
Kevin will help. One moment. Would you like to see Ultron again?
It's like, please, Kevin Feige, wear a hat that's K dot E dot E dot, I mean dot V dot I and dot and
Uh-oh.
I might not unfroze. It might have just been on my end. But anyways.
Oh, I have it like it unfroze.
Okay.
I don't know, Dylan. I feel like come next Friday,
we might get something new to talk about, huh? I would
might be in there.
It would be amazing if, because 9 is such a weird number of episodes. Would it be crazy if next week they just dropped a new episode and she was like, you know what? I just had more I wanted to talk about. Something crazy like that.
Yeah. Like, oh, this so you guys. Oh my God! What if it's like her and Deadpool? I can't. I'll throw up. Okay.
Her and Deadpool.
Yeah. Her and Deadpool. It's like this is the way I imagine it on Disney Plus. Like you get on there, everybody gets a little notification from Disney Plus, like new episode of She-Hulk out now, and it drops next Thursday. And you get on Disney Plus, and it's red. It says She-Hulk, but it's red, and you just see like a glove with black fingers, like pulling up on the side.
That would be amazing.
Yep.
It's like, hold up, this is my shtick. She's like, wait a minute, wait, no. Wait. No, you don't get to take this from me.
No, you don't get to take this from me. Listen up. I get it. You got your cousin. He's green. He's cool. He has a kid now. How did that happen? But I have Wolverine. Ladies and gentlemen, Hugh Jackman.
For a second, I thought you were doing She-Hulk, and then I realized you were doing Ryan Reynolds. The fact that they both fit. Oh man. Oh, did you see also this week freaking what's his name that played Weasel in the first 2 movies was like, yeah, Ryan Reynolds is just insecure, I'd never work with him again.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Nobody gives a shit what you have to say. Like, you're such a TJ what's his face. Like everybody knows you're a complete asshat anyways. Like, nobody cares, bro. It's like, just let Ryan Reynolds have his moment. Like,
yeah. I honestly, yeah. Like you said, let him have his moment.
Mm-hmm.
So.
TJ Miller. Like, nobody gives a shit. TJ Miller. Go away.
Sorry. But
he was funny, but then, like, when it came out that he was, like, a complete, like, asshole and, like, wasn't it, he was, like, also accused of, like, sexual harassment and stuff like that, and just being, like, a terror on set and just complete dickwad.
Yep.
Anyways, like,
yeah,
nobody cares.
Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. All right. I don't have anything else. Did you have anything else?
I cannot think of anything at the moment outside of just really, like, applauding the co-stars as well of Tatiana Maslany, Titania, Ginger Gonzaga, who's the best friend, the guy that played Pug. Like, they were all great. They were all great.
Yeah.
Great cast. Great cast. Yeah. They all did great. The dad, who is from Larry and Balky, Perfect Strangers. Like, oh my gosh, it was amazing. Get off my damn lawn. It's a trap, but I've got great pressure.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was great. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. And we could, there's nothing else. I'm enjoying hanging out with you guys and Quinn and talking, just geeking out.
Yeah.
That's all I got for this. Looking at Black Panther on November 11th, and the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special will be dropping sometime in December, so it looks like we'll have that soon. And also, if you have not seen Werewolf by Night, go watch that. It's fantastic.
It is. Dang near perfect.
Very well done. Well done, sirs. And set up, ma'ams. I was about to say sirettes. Like, what is that? I don't know.
All right.
I'm going to blame the COVID. Anyway. All right. Do you have anything else you want to chat about?
No. Not today.
Okay. Yes, we can get into... I'm sure there'll be more to talk about next. Yeah, there's always more to talk about, more rumors, more stuff like that. Ooh. Oh, it's empty. Oh, you went meta. Picture of your face in there. All right. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. I just got to stop and just get right to it. All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Hope that you will join us live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and all those fun places every Thursday night, 9:30-ish Central Standard Time, depending on our schedules. That's when we aim to go live. So hope that you will join us. And the way that you know when we go live is to click that bell button. And you can also subscribe and like and share this video. Appreciate that very, very much. I'm sure you know somebody that is into comic books and the MCU. You could tell them about us. And especially if we know them in real life. I mean, we can love to chat with folks. Hit us up in the comments. If you have anything else you want to talk about, that would be amazeballs. And we will see you next time. And don't forget to check out that website at www.broken.picturesno.com. All right. And we will see you next time. Peace out.
Bye.
If I can find the button.